Had no head for heights.
Hey, it's Clint Davis from OverdueReview.com. I'm taking a look back at all of 007's adventures in our James Bond Rewatch series. And today we're at 1981's For Your Eyes Only. Just take a look at that airbrushed butt. It's the 12th movie in the Bond Eon canon and the 5th to star Roger Moore. After 1979's ridiculous Moonraker, which saw United Artists capitalize on the Star Wars craze by sending Bond to outer space, yep, they did that. For Your Eyes Only was back to basics. We've got a good old-fashioned revenge plot with some double crossing, all shot in gorgeous locations that are not located in outer space. The story sees Bond teaming up with a marine archaeologist to find a British spy submarine that has sunk near Greece and was carrying a device that can launch all of Britain's satellite missiles at once. Alright, let's break this thing down.
Oh, by the way, we haven't been properly introduced, Melina. My name is Bond. James Bond.
In his 5th outing as 007, Sir Roger Moore was 54 years old and was looking a little long in the tooth. So it's more than a little uncomfortable to watch him flirting with a character who's supposed to be a teenager. Yeah, this is what Sammy from The Wedding Singer was talking about when he said,
"No one wants to see a 50-year-old guy hitting on chicks."
But Roger Moore gets away with it by being charming as all hell and funny too.
Yes, sir.
And 007, try not to muck it up again.
I'll do my best, sir.
What I really like about the Roger Moore Bond movies is how intentionally funny they are.
Give us a kiss. Give us a kiss.
Oh, well, really, Mr. Bond.
Moore also has a few grueling action scenes in For Your Eyes Only. In one sequence, he has to whip a little ass while crushing an Olympic-level ski slope. And in probably the most tense scene in the entire movie, he has to climb a mountain and avoid falling to his death while a henchman knocks his carabiners loose. Why the guy didn't just cut Bond's rope is another question, and if that's what you're thinking about during this scene, then you really have no business watching a Bond movie.
I'll be finished around 6, Mikes. Meet me here. James!
There are 3 women that I'd consider Bond girls in For Your Eyes Only. At the top, we have French actor Carole Bouquet as Melina Havelock, the adventurous archaeologist who's out to avenge her parents' murder. Bouquet is obviously gorgeous, and I'd say she's one of the most beautiful Bond girls in the franchise's history, plus she does have the best hair ever. But what I really like about her character Melina is that she's got clear-cut intentions of her own. She doesn't just exist as eye candy for Bond. She's actually a bit like Lara Croft. She's rugged, she likes working, and she's ruthless with a crossbow. There's not a lot of romance or flirting between she and Bond, but I kind of like that. She was more like a partner than a lover. Cassandra Harris shows up as Countess Liesl von Schaff, which interestingly is not her real name, nor is she actually a countess.
Well, you look like a gentleman. Why not?
She's only in a few short scenes, but I thought Harris really left her mark on this movie. She brought a maturity to the part that's rare in supporting Bond girls, and her death is one of the movie's most memorable parts. But by far the most infamous Bond girl in For Your Eyes Only is Lynn Holly-Johnson as BB Doll. The character is a 17-year-old figure skating champion. In real life, Johnson was a figure skater, so the training scenes are legit and kind of fun to watch, but it gets very awkward when she strips naked and tries her hardest to seduce Bond after sneaking into his hotel room. Thankfully, James fends her off, but there are a few moments of terror as you wonder if he'll pull out his Walter PPK.
I don't think your Uncle Harry would approve.
Him? He thinks I'm still a virgin.
BB's really cute and spunky, but honestly she's just unnecessary to the entire thing and completely creepy in a 17-year-old girl trying to get with a 50-year-old dude that she just met. Ugh.
All I can say is don't grow up anymore.
Huh?
Oh, the opposite sex would never survive it.
There are a few villains in this one.
Thank you, Mr. Bond. You have saved us the trouble of disarming it.
We've got an appearance from Blofeld, who finally gets killed by Bond in this bizarre pre-credits scene where he gets dropped down a smokestack.
Oh, you want to get up? Mr. Bond!
That scene alone honestly lowers my final grade of this movie. General Gogol also shows up for the third time, but doesn't do a whole lot. And there's also two tough but silent side villains. We've got a Belgian hitman named Locke, whom I wanted to see more of, and we have an East German Olympic athlete who moonlights as a hitman and opens up a couple cans of whoop-ass on Bond. But the main villain is a smuggler named Christados who pretends to be an ally of Bond's in tracking down the missile device. Actor Julian Glover was pretty forgettable in this role, and the villain's pretty forgettable in himself other than his fantastically ridiculous mountaintop hideout. There's nothing much to say about Christados, honestly, though. His best moment comes when he ties Bond and Melina together and drags them underwater in a truly sadistic action sequence.
Hold tight.
There's no way James can get out of this one, right?
Turn around, we go again.
Spoiler alert, he does.
For your eyes only can see me through the night.
The opening song is called For Your Eyes Only, and it's performed by Sheena Easton. And I actually like this one a lot.
You can see so much in me that's new.
Okay, so the verses sound a little bit sentimental for a Bond flick, but damn, that chorus kicks. It's one of the few Bond songs that gets stuck in my head for days at a time every time I hear it. Folks, this is primo early 80s soft rock. Bill Conti, who of course did the music for Rocky, wrote the song and all the music for this movie. I don't like the score very much. It's a little too busy and sounds extremely dated when you listen to it today. But I stand by the opening song, even if it is weird that you can see her singing it. This is Bond in the Mediterranean, so of course we get some beautiful and classy views. We speed through the countryside in Spain. We visit a seaside loading dock in Albania during the picture. But most of our time is spent in Italy and Greece. The scenes in Cortina, a ski resort town in northern Italy, reminded me of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is never a bad thing. Everything feels leisurely in these snowy scenes, even the action sequences. But the intensity picks up in Greece, especially at the villain's mountaintop HQ. All the locations in For Your Eyes Only feel like they came from a Rick Steves PBS show. It's gorgeous stuff. I give For Your Eyes Only 3 martinis out of 5. It's one of Moore's better outings as Bond, but it's not top-tier James Bond overall. The scenery's fantastic, the action's memorable, and the supporting characters are solid.
But we are only 5 men.
And 1 woman.
Moore's getting a little old for this shit at this point, but he can still charm your pants off and keep the action light.
We're not dead yet.
But let's get to my Golden Gun Award for the best performance in the movie.
Sit down.
This time I'm giving it to Topol as Bond's sidekick Milos Colombo. This guy is a blast to watch, and I wish he'd been made a character in more Bond movies. He pops pistachios like he's addicted to them, and he even uses the shells as a helpful tool. This guy's such a badass that he kills the main villain before Bond can. I would honestly have watched an entire movie about this character.
Let us drink to that.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out the website, overduereview.com. And also listen to our podcast, The Stream Police, which is available on iTunes, the podcast app, on Stitcher, basically everywhere you can listen to a reputable podcast. For more long-form reviews of movies, TV, and music, click to overduereview.com.